Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is pretty much going to be how to level all skills in the game, pretty much how to level them up, right? This is going to be like a part 2 to my skills and attribute management video. I'm going to link it down below. In that video, I pretty much talk about each skill and pretty much what having a high level of this skill will pretty much provide you, right? So riding will obviously make you a lot faster, and just like stuff like that, right? Charm, you'll have better opportunities with nobles, and that's pretty much the stuff I talk about in, I guess, part 1, right? So that link will be down below. But today's video, it's pretty much leveling skills and some tips and tricks for you. Now, let's get right into it. Quick PSA, this guide will give you tips and all the main ways to level up each skill. I understand there are also minor XP gains from a lot of different activities that can be done in-game, but in this video, we'll just focus on the main ways of gaining XP and leveling. So first of all, let's talk about attribute points and focus points. These are the two up here. Attribute points level up attributes, and focus points level up skills individually right here. So if you upgrade an attribute, this will upgrade all the 3 skills that are right next to it. And if you do a focus point, it only upgrades the selected skill, right? And what I mean by upgrade is the learning rate will go up, which is how fast you learn a skill, how much XP you gain, and also the learning limit, which is this green shading right here. Now, make sure the skills you wish to master have enough focus and attribute points assigned to them. So in general, to keep leveling a skill in a productive manner, you need to use attribute and focus points whenever the yellow shading, or the golden shading right here, goes over the green shading. Because the green shading is pretty much your learning limit. And whenever you upgrade your focus point or your attribute point to the right attribute that has to do with the skill, this limit will go up. And once you do reach this limit, you can still level up, but every single level after the limit, this percentage will go down. Your learning rate will go down until it's literally 0%. And once it's 0%, you can't learn it anymore. So a good example would be my scouting. If I don't put any more focus points or attribute points to it, soon as you can see, this is going to hit 0, and I'm not going to be able to learn it anymore. So, like I said before, if you want to really learn a skill, you need to put as much focus points and attribute points as you can to that skill if you really want to master it. Now, let's just go on to pretty much how to level each single skill. Those are the little tips and tricks, but let's get to the skills, right? So these 6 are very straight to the point, right? So how do you level up one-handed? It's very simple. You fight with one-handed. You gain XP per hit, not if the enemy dies. So whenever you just hit a person, actually connect to, to the NPC, you get XP. Same way with two-handed. If you connect with an NPC with a two-handed weapon, you will gain XP. Polearm, same thing. Use a polearm weapon, and it's per hit. Now we have the control skills, which is bow, crossbow, and throwing. All are the same thing. Use a bow for the bow skill, it's granted on hit. Crossbow, same thing, it's granted on hit. And for throwing, it's using any throwing weapons, and it's also granted on hit. But if you want to gain huge XP from this, whenever you're defending a castle or a town during a siege, right? And you're on the defending side, there's going to be 2 things you can use, which are rocks, which do a lot of damage and sometimes kill multiple units if they're thrown at the units, right, from above. Or there's also these type of red bombs that they look the same as the rocks, they're just red pretty much. And if you pick those up and you throw it on a huge group of enemies, it will kill a big ton of them and will give you a huge XP gain. Now, onto endurance skills. We have riding, athletics, and smithing. Riding, you have to ride on horseback in the world map, in battles, sieges, around villages. And pretty much the faster you ride, the better XP you will gain. So if your ride speed is very good, what is mine? Mine is 6.8, which is very good. It's very up there, right? Then you will gain XP faster, the faster this number is. Now, how do you get this number up? I have a video that's dedicated to pretty much how to speed up every single part of this, right? And that video will be down below in the description. Now let's go to athletics. To level up athletics, you got to run around the map. It's the same thing as riding, but it's like change. It's either you pick riding or you pick athletics. If you pick both, it's kind of counterproductive in my opinion, right? But athletics, the way you level it up is you run around the world map in battles, sieges in town, castles, or villages, and in tournaments. Just running around. Now we have smithing. This has to do with pretty much everything in a smithy that's inside of a town. So if we go inside of a town, we enter the smithy. You will gain XP from smelting, which is pretty much taking a weapon and breaking it up to its original materials. Forging, which is pretty much taking recipes that you've earned from smelting and crafting a weapon. And refining, which is pretty much taking, let's say, hardwood into making it charcoal, or any of these right here that will give you materials. So any of these things that you do in here will up your smithing. Now we have cunning skills. Right over here. We have scouting, tactics, and roguery. So scouting, to pretty much get it, is you find hideouts and tracks around the map. And tracks are pretty much the arrows on the ground. These bad boys right here. I can see a lot of them because I have a high level of scouting. But when you have a low level, tracks are harder to find. So whenever you do find them, you gain an XP bonus. And also whenever you find hideouts like these, you get an XP bonus. Also, traveling through tough terrains helps. Kind of, like minorly, but you're going to do it anyways, so it's like a passive XP gain. So whenever you run through a forest, a mountainous area, if you look at your party speed, it's going to say hard to travel or something like that because of forests, because you slow down in forests and hills and stuff, right? So whenever you travel on those areas, your scouting will go up. Now, tactics right here. So pretty much this is learned through giving your troops, these boys over here, your party, giving them commands in battle, or the classic F1, F3. But what I've seen is you gain it regardless. Like there's been battles where I have not given any commands, and I still gained tactics. So I don't know if they're gonna change this soon, but it's a passive gain pretty much. I would just put some focus points into it, but it's passively going to be gained because obviously you're going to fight a lot. F1, F3 works perfectly. You don't have to go crazy like F1, F6, F this, F that. You know what I mean? You don't got to go that crazy. F1, F3 works great. Or F1, F2 is to follow. Those are like literally the only two I use. No, I use three. So I use F1, F1, which is to stop at a certain spot. F1, F3, which is to charge. And F1, F2, which is to follow. Those are the three main ones, and I think those are the best ones. But, you know, I could be wrong. But, I'm not going to get into that conversation. But, next skill is roguery. This skill right here. So, you get it by selling prisoners. So, you defeat a group, you get some prisoners, you go to the town, you go to the tavern, and you ransom your prisoners right here. That's how you gain it. Also, you can recruit bandit troops, and as you have them in your army, you will gain passive XP as well. And also sneaking into towns that you're, let's say you're at war with somebody, right? And this town is not friendly with you. Once you go into it, it's going to say, hey, do you want to sneak in? It's going to give you a percentage chance. If you get it, you get some XP. And also, escaping from captivity gives you roguery XP as well. So if you get captured a lot and you escape, you will gain some XP as well. Now, next skills are the social skills, which is charm, leadership, and trade. So charm is just talking to different nobles, improving reputation with nobles by doing quests, helping in battle, eliminating hideouts, and helping villagers, right? You can also barter with nobles or lords, which is pretty much like, I don't know if I can find any lords that could do that too right now. Right here, let's go to Oros. So barter means, so just talking to him, right, or introducing yourself gives you XP, but I've already met him before. But here's the proposal. This is pretty much the barter. It's the proposal. You can offer something and transfer some prisoners. You know, okay, not give them all that, actually. Hold on. Transfer some prisoners, give them like a couple mules, and boom, you'll have your little, you know, XP gain from that as well. Now we have leadership. So leadership right over here. So all you have to do is really just maintain a high morale, and you need to lead armies. So lead armies is pretty much once you become a vassal of a kingdom or have your own kingdom, you go to the armies tab, create army, create an army, and then just lead this army. Just walk around the map with this army, and you will gain XP, right? Do things, do functions with the army, siege places, defend, all that other stuff. You will gain XP. I also have a video on how to maintain high morale and all the best ways to keep it. The link will also be down below. Now we have the trade skill. So right here, to gain this one, you need to buy items at a low price at one town and sell for a higher price at another town. Now, in the vanilla game, no mods, because I know a lot of people are going to argue with me with this, but some of the mods you guys download include this feature that the vanilla game does not include, right? So, in the vanilla game, you need to ask around on what is selling first at the tavern of the town that you're buying from. Here, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, just to explain it, right? So let's say we want to buy from here and then bring it to a different town, right? So if we press trade and we go to the trade goods, right? And let's say, as you can see, I have little places where this can go. So can buy at O'Neill for 31 and can sell at Tayal for 127. Why do I have this? Because I've asked around for this information, right? So if I buy it here and sell it at exactly the places that's listed on this little thing next to the cotton, like right under where it says can sell for Tayel for 127. If I follow those rules that I already know from talking to people, I will gain XP. But let's say I buy this here, right? And I sell it to a profit at a town that's not listed below. Like let's say I go to what is Makib, right? If I go here and sell that same product that I just bought from here without any trade information, even if I get a profit, I'm not going to gain any trade XP. You need to ask for trade advice from the local NPCs. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in a second. But you need to ask them for trade, I guess like trade secrets, right? Pretty much you get, because in the vanilla game, if you do not ask for these secrets, you will not gain XP. If you have mods, it will be different, obviously. But, so how do you ask for trade secrets? Very easy. You visit the tavern. And then you literally just talk to as many people as you can. And some of them will give you trade secrets just randomly. A lot of them will just be like, hey, how you doing? But as you're going to see, boom, we have a trade secret. Yeah, word is wool sells in McKeeb, a profit of 41 a load. So if I were to go right now and buy the wool here and go to McKeeb, I will gain trade XP if I make that trade, because I have the what do you call it? Pretty much the secret beforehand. So hopefully that kind of explains it and why your trade XP isn't going up as much as you would think, even though you're trading a lot, right? You need to have the trade pretty much what do you call it? Trade secret. But I understand if you do have mods, because I'm pretty sure there's a popular mod out right now, right? I'm not in the modding scene as of right now. I just like the vanilla game. But I know there's a lot of mods that have to do with trading that just add this in to the point where even if you don't get the secrets, trade will still give you XP. So just be aware of that. If you have a mod that helps you, then this doesn't apply to you. But if it's the vanilla game, you need to go ask for the trade secrets. But okay, that was a long time to explain that. Let's move on to the next one. I just had to get that into people's heads because people were really on me last time I said that, even though it's kind of the truth. But it is what it is, right? So lastly, we have intelligence skills, which is steward, medicine, and engineering. So steward is, the way you get it is by having a huge food variety. What does that mean? Go to any town, and as you can see, I have It's not a huge food variety, but it's a pretty good food variety. You just want to have a good variety of food. You don't want to just have all this fish and all this grain. That's just 2 varieties, and you will actually get negative morale for that. Because I'm pretty sure if you only have 2 food variety, it's -1. I'm pretty sure 3 food variety is you don't get a plus or minus, but after that you get plus. As you can see, I have +3 for my food variety for my party morale, and also I'm going to be gaining XP for steward because I have the food variety. Also, if you have any fiefs, these bad boys right here, I don't think I'm close to any, but pretty much these fiefs right here. If you go to the fiefs, you go to manage castle as soon as you get to the town, and there's going to be projects. It's going to be straight in your face. The more of those you upgrade, the better your steward will become, because the prosperity of the town will go up with the upgrades, and you know, your steward skill will go up as well. Now, medicine. So for medicine, I found out is, so it says help wounded soldiers heal in settlements, which is not true in the game as of right now. So you get XP for medicine whenever you get wounded or your troops get wounded. Right at the end of the battle, if anybody gets wounded, you will gain medicine XP just for that. And then as those soldiers, or you as the main person like is healing, you will also gain XP. But it does not matter if you're in a settlement or not. If you're just riding around gaining your health back, your medicine will go up as well. Same way as it would if you were in a settlement. But a settlement does help you heal faster. So let's say I only had half health, right? 50%. If I'm waiting in a settlement, pretty much this will make my health go up faster. If you wait at a village, a castle, or a town, your health will go up faster for you and your troops. But the XP gain won't really change pretty much. Now, the last one we have is engineering. So engineering is very simple. You just build siege engines, you build your rams, you build your siege towers, all that. And also, whenever you take out an enemy siege, let's say enemy catapult, enemy trebuchet, even though they never have trebuchets. What's the other one? The arrow throwing one. Yeah, if you take those guys out, then you will also gain XP. But yeah, that's pretty much the guide on how to level skills. Hopefully this helps. Obviously, it's more beginner based because, you know, a lot of this stuff, it's kind of beginner level, but at the same time, you know, there's always new people coming into the game. I thought this would be a good video. Like I said, part 1 will be below, and part 1 talks about what's the point of leveling some of these skills. Like what does high scouting do? What does high tactics do? And in that video, I describe what all the pretty much skills do at a higher level and how they impact, like, let's say how they impact you if you have a low amount and a high amount. Stuff like that, right? So if you did enjoy this video, check out the other one. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, as always, ask me any questions and stay safe.